Hey everyone, this is a more in-depth look at the Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel trailer. This just dropped during the PlayStation Nintendo Direct style state of play. I've got my friend Lucky with me to kind of go over this. We'll be pausing. If you want to check out the full trailer, I'd say go do so. Most importantly from this trailer is we were able to take a look at Nitro Kart. So we've got actual tracks to look at, battle mode, added modes from CNK.
Oh, I was really happy. I'm not that surprised because we had the carts. I kind of expected it. They would want to add more tracks, and CNK feels like a no-brainer to add those tracks in.
So right away, I think this is Coco Park. Right away.
Yeah.
Race like it's 99. And then now this is to show off a new thing being added to the PlayStation version. For what we understand, it's going to be a retro theme, so it's low poly versions of not only just the character here, but you also get low poly versions of the card itself. I don't think Tiny's gonna get a low poly version because we'll see Coco and Cortex getting the character models updated, but the cards seem to be swappable between characters, so you might be able to do a low poly card for Tiny, and I think you can customize colors. That's what my theory's been as they've been updating new content. This is our first look at Hot Air Skyway, though. Yeah, like
that transition, it barely looks any different. It's just higher fidelity.
Yeah, exactly.
So crazy.
But yeah, they added kind of like this heart, clover, spade card theme to it. You had this junk here to kind of represent a barrier. So is that the worst thing? I don't think so. So right at this point, turn up the nitro. It's Nitro Kart time. So we're going to kind of slow this down a little bit here. Right away, you're in. This is a Nitro Kart track, and it reveals itself right here. This part at first I wasn't too sure because it looks like a new track. But this this jump ramp here, this is actually Electron Avenue, which is a later stage track in Nitro Kart, and it starts with a big jump right away. So they're actually falling down to some platforms right below. This might be new, however, because we never had this hazard. That this might be a new rendition of deep sea driving that's been altered. What my theory is they've actually removed anti-grav sections. So that's when the wheels would flip and essentially became Mario Kart 8, thanks to Nintendo for stealing that. And you would be able to go across terrain that is not suitable for tires. There is only one split in the path that I could find in this track, and that was when the anti-grav went essentially, instead of having this opening here going to two distinct lanes that look almost parallel to each other, there were two parallel speed tracks that would twist a little bit, and it would be like a permanent speed boost when you're inside of there, kind of like Engine Labs. So what I'm thinking is they can't do anti-grav for some reason, and they didn't implement that in. So I think what they're doing is they're compensating and just making it a flat track.
Okay.
But this, I just noticed this now. There is a Wumpa crate here. It looks like if you somehow get in the middle, and I see right here. Right here, there's a path. Do you see that? It ramps up.
Oh,
So you're gonna go from this side and go all the way to the right opposite side, and right in this case our right, but on the left side. So you're gonna go. This might be a shortcut. But
this is really, if this is
there's two. I'm sorry, there's two. Driving? So it doesn't matter. Sorry, go ahead.
If this is deep sea driving, it's really interesting.
But it has to be. It looks like this
they're changing it because it keeps the theme of it. Yeah.
Unless they just want to do a Crash 3 underwater theme.
This is definitely Clockwork.
This is Clockwork, the wood gives it away. It's definitely Clockwork Wumpa, so there's not really much. The gargoyle's new. This is like where it throws you off again, but this is still Electron Avenue.
They completely, the original was like yellow and green.
Yeah.
But like now it's purple. They completely changed the design of it.
Yeah, you've got
which is really interesting.
All this scenery, like they definitely haven't shown any anti-grav.
Yeah.
If you jump on these gears, that you go into anti-grav mode for a second, because this is a shortcut. But this is what definitely tells you this is, you know, Clockwork Wumpa.
This, I'm gonna say this might be the very beginning part of
Deep sea?
sea driving.
I think
I'm
so.
guessing.
It's that Ruse Tubes like area where it has that weird
Yeah.
gravel on the left hand side. Yeah, this. Oh yeah, this right away. This is the beginning of Electron Avenue. Everything looks like Tron. You know, that's a cool take on it. I mean, it's interesting. Not only is this showing what you can do from the PS1 to the PS4, but also the PS2 to the PS4 when you think about it. And it's just like, wow, we've come a long way. This whole area was just flatter, and now it's just like this, you know, super stylized neon and you know, different aesthetic all around. So I guess that's the first time we saw Joe.
That's
And then this goes back to this is deep sea driving. This yeah, you're right. They do show the pipe. It doesn't transform the carts.
But it's so it looks like it'll be just like turned into a normal pipe.
It's the sewer level. It's a sewer track.
You won't I'm gonna guess that you can't go like upside down on the top of it and you'll just drive through it normally.
Definitely. But I also didn't like that because new players had a lot of problems with these tracks. Like people who don't play the story mode or put a lot of time into CNK and don't understand, you know, that you can go a full circle. Like there is a benefit to this, and I think it streamlines this track to beginners in a way, or intermediate really. Is it a new advantage because you can do the half pipes and you can use those as boosts, I hope. I mean, I could be wrong and they've, you know, changed it, but generally in CTR this means that you can get a boost every time you go up and then go back down after you do a jump at the end, and that'll be good enough for a hang time turbo. This is still I think Clockwork because of this. It's easy to kind of think that maybe this is Cortex Castle because of the stained glass, but
the
there's no
lighting outside
icon. It's a gargoyle, because a lot of the times, and this is my argument entirely against CNK tracks, is most of CNK's tracks were just rehashes of CTR tracks. There's so many comparisons you can make with CNK tracks to CTR tracks. All, you know, everything has a copy or a callback somewhere. That's also my question is, will they do every single track when you already have the track you're ripping off in a way? They've only shown 3 tracks, which was Electron Avenue, Deep Sea Driving, and definitely. If you haven't been told this is Clockwork Wumpa, they've added Wumpa fruit to tell you this is Clockwork Wumpa. So, you know. And then there's Battle.
This is Skull Rock.
Yeah, this is Skull Rock. This is the Battle. This is in the original CTR. This is definitely Deathmatch in a free-for-all. However, this right away, this is not entirely a new track. This is actually an unlockable track called Parking Lot from the original game. And you can tell because of the red, yellow, and then in the player 4, you can see blue and green. This is essentially the same layout. Next thing they show is right here is the crystal. So they show in the previous one a skull, which means that it's a battle mode or who has the most kills. This is more like coins in Mario Kart 8. So the more crystals you collect, the more, you know, if you're going to win. This is actually a CNK battle mode. So they're incorporating both battle modes. Not only that, but this is the basement of this lab basement, but this is from CTR. But there's another track that's just like this in CNK, so they might have that one. They're practically the same. There's just more holes here and it's flatter, whereas the CNK version kind of does that, but it has on the left and right hand side, technically from where Polar is up top here, there would be like more of a emphasis on like an extra area, kind of like how the Mayan theme ruins, but I think that relied on anti-grav again, which if they don't want to do anti-grav, it might be the only thing we get, or if they find out a way to make it really
depends. It depends on whether they want to put everything from CNK in or not.
And it looks like the main thing that they don't want to do is they don't want to add in anti-grav sections. So this is a track from Crash Nitro Kart.
Yeah, this is Desert Storm.
It looks like they've got Am I wrong here? Is this like a dragon theme going on here? Like kind of. Do you see
Um,
that on the top
I
left
can't
corner?
tell.
It looks like a ring going on, but it actually, the more I look at it, it looks like it's a dragon, like a Chinese dragon look. So that's kind of interesting to add.
That's really interesting if that's the case.
Yeah, because it even on the bottom right where Papu is, you can kind of see these like little indents of like the
Yeah.
jutting. I don't know how to describe what those are, but it looks like it's definitely more of a dragon. There's also houses by Coco in the bottom left, so interesting aesthetics to add. Now this is definitely back to Coco Park and the retro theme to kind of summarize what they did. Was that? Wait a second. On the left side here, there's Coco. Is this Dingodile? Oh, that's just a tree. I'm sorry. It just looked like Dingodile holding a gun to her head. I don't know. Yeah, let's not do that. There's so much they confirm with this, but there's so many questions we have now of what does Nitro mean to Nitro Fuel? Does that mean we have an additional campaign? More, are we pulling all the content from CNK, or is it just select content? Will we see tag team content? I don't think we're gonna see tag team content, but before we end that, Lucky, did you have anything you wanted to add to the trailer that you thought or wanted to point out? Just play it.
Yeah, first off, we have Desert Storm, so I wonder if that means we might be getting out of time too from CNK, assuming that they're not bringing all the tracks over.
I honestly think they are, because it was on the box art for every region, and it was except for Europe. I think they just did the CTR look where it was the checkered flag. Out of time is the oddball. I think what they're going to do, instead of doing I think you're going to ignore the clock though, and it's just going to be it'll be in the background now. Does that make sense? And you're gonna drive around it, like up to the very start of the clock, but then you're gonna go and swerve and continue the track, because if you could cut that out, but still get the same aesthetic to the track.
Yeah, and another thing is story mode. Do you think if we do get all the CNK tracks, do you think we'll have two separate story modes, the CTR story mode and the CNK story mode? Or do you think they're going to somehow try to combine the two into one big story mode?
I mean, you could just flat out, like, here's Adventure Mode 2, and you go through CNK, and they say they do every single Nitro Kart level. You could do that. I could see them incorporating that, but it's still called Crash Team Racing. However, CNK has that team up mode, which better suits the name Crash Team Racing than CNK did. So I don't understand that.
I still hated that though. Yeah. That was pretty bad.
And I mean, CTR or CNK was CTR2.
That could also be what the Nitro Fueled title means. It's CTR fueled by Nitro Kart content. Really, no.
Yeah, which is what we thought from the very beginning. Is like, is this going to have CNK content? Because it's so cut and paste at this point that if you put the level in, it works. Except, I mean, obviously they are showing levels here that should not work in CTR, and they're making these accommodations. I think that's why they showed the fans this. There's this new trap here. There's a new way to get through this level. I think that's what they're trying to emphasize with this trailer too. So, like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment, please. Tell us how we're doing. And of course, I will be posting more CTR Nitro Fueled content as we know more. And, I will definitely be streaming it online and story mode, anything like that, on my Twitch channel. That's at CastCoder. Or if you're on YouTube right now, just hit subscribe right now and get notified of when I'm going live on either one. See you then.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.